Witches. So today I want to touch on a topic that I don't think we've actually covered thus far, and that is raising energy. So you may have heard this term before. If not, raising energy is when you increase the vibrations of a room prior to a ritual. So it's like kind of creating that ritual space. I kind of talk about it a lot, but I've never touched on how to actually do it. This can be done in a multitude of ways, but it's really all about creating that environment. So it's a visual element, it's an audio element, it's kind of like enhancing all of your senses, right? And today I wanted to talk about it in regards to raising energy with sound. So this can be done through chanting, through dancing, through drumming, through using singing bowls, or through music. Adding energy to a ritual space really just, for me at least, enhances the entire experience. If you're creating a concentrated space of power, that can be harnessed in your ritual work, divination, or meditation. So it's like all about creating that like energy where you feel at your most powerful, or what have you, right? So when I was like, for example, right, when I was driving to meet up with some local witches for Midsummer, I like 1000%, we actually talked about this, I like 100,000% had on Stevie Nicks and like Enya on repeat because I'm just that kind of witch. But it really made a difference for me. When I got there, I was just like centered and grounded, and I was like really ready to put on like my witch hat and you know, get to celebrating the summer solstice, and it was really awesome. The best way I can really describe how that, you know, impacts my craft is kind of the same way it feels like when you listen to an empowering song at the gym, or maybe before a meeting or something, anytime you're trying to get pumped up. So it's that same sort of idea. It's all about getting that into that headspace. So I hope that makes sense. So sending out vibrations via music or a bell can actually like also cleanse your space. So this is kind of, it's like a pseudoscientific thing, but we're gonna talk about it. So like, let's think like back to 8th grade science or whenever you did physics, and think about what a waveform looks like. So it's kind of like that, you know, waveform. When you hear a sound, it's really just waves of vibrations, like vibrating at certain frequencies and hitting your eardrums. These waves move through the air, and completely unseen, obviously, and cause disturbances, which aren't necessarily a bad thing in the stillness of the air, which is an element, right? The one that we're talking about this week. These vibrations have the ability to push out old or stagnant energy and replace it with new vibrant ones. So let's talk about how one would sound cleanse, and I really recommend this for beginner witches. I use 2 different methods in my personal craft, bells and curated playlists. Let's talk about the simpler one, the bell. This is an absolutely like iconic witch tool, right? Like, I mean, Bell Book and Candle is one of the first movies to like not show witches as being hags, and it's a good one if you're into it. It's from like 1958, so it's cool. In the Wiccan tradition, a bell is usually rung at the beginning and at the end of rituals. So it is used to signal that a circle is being cast or reopened. And it also disperses any sort of negative energy before you start a ritual, or any sort of lingering energy afterwards. It's a simple way to cleanse before and after as well. So you can find small, like little hand bells, I guess, at a lot of thrift stores. That's where I see like a ton of them. Sometimes they have like, you know, so-and-so's anniversary on it. But usually that stuff comes off, so there's that. If you're looking for a more ornate one, metaphysical stores for sure carry bells. You could also use like something from like, if you're shopping for this stuff around the holiday season, there's a lot of like almost jingle bells, I guess, but it's like the same concept. So use what you can find. There's no shame in doing that. It's a great tool for beginner witches, and if you're a Wiccan, it actually might be like a must-have for certain workings. So like it might, like your religion might require you to use this. So when I want to cleanse my car, I'll usually put on like calming instrumental music, or certain frequencies. You can find a lot of like healing frequencies on Spotify. I also really like singing bowls. I'm going to link some playlists down below for like all of the things that I'm talking about today, so I just check the links below. If I'm doing some sort of self-empowering work, I'll put on music that makes me feel like hot and like dangerous, or like I'm walking down a runway, or just like badass like rock music. And it's my absolute favorite method of cleansing, like on the go, and cleansing my car, and for setting like a ritual atmosphere, or setting a certain intention like on my way to work. Like if I know that I'm going to be having a meeting in the morning and I really need to be be like pumped up for it, I pick certain music and certain playlists and, you know, recite affirmations and it put out intentions into the universe as I'm driving because I have a little bit of a commute. And it's actually just like a really nice casual way to practice witchcraft. I drive alone, so it's not like anyone else is there, and I feel like a little bit more comfortable just practicing that way. So I hope that's a good idea, you know, like for you guys. Totally use that in your day-to-day life if you can. I just really think it's a super important part of a lot of ritual practices. So yeah, sound cleansing is really cool. Raising energy is awesome. It kind of like is the same like idea, right, as what I was talking about with the cleansing. So like I was saying, like raising energy, if I'm doing like hexing or like baneful magic, I have a specific playlist. If I'm doing like healing and meditation, I have a specific playlist. Arguably for my different gods, I have different music that I listen to depending on who I'm working with. So I hope this helps you. Check out the playlist down below and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.